Good evening, everybody. It's Alan with D9J Sports. We're right back at it with another show. Once again, before we start, I'm going to need you to hit that like and hit that subscribe button. Hit the like and subscribe button so you can get all the relevant videos. You'll know when they're coming out and you'll be on top of it. So you won't have to sit around and wonder, hey, I wonder when the next video is coming out. You're going to automatically know, you're going to get that notification. So hit that like and subscribe button. So, hey, ladies and gentlemen, it's moving on. As stated earlier in one of the videos, hey, it comes and goes really fast. We wanted football season to come back, and I'm telling you what, high school football right now, we're approaching week 4. I want you to think about that now. We're approaching week 4 of the 2024 high school football season, and it's moving on pretty fast. After this game right here, we'll already be getting ready for our district races. We've got one more game after this one. We'll be ready for the district run. And hopefully you can make a run in the playoffs and get to Jerry's World, or as I call it, Bizarro World. And we will touch on that a little bit. So we're going to start off today. We're going to talk about the Jasper Bulldogs. They're going to be traveling down to Beaumont to take on Beaumont United. Now, it is a big-time game. I tell you what, Beaumont United, they're kind of down on their luck right now. They started out the season with a win, and then they ended up with 2 losses right back to back. Now, I tell you what, in every video that I do when we break down football games, we talk about the importance of holding on to the football. So I know Coach Colbert has been talking to his young men down there, because that's what actually cost him in the game last week. Too many turnovers. Had 5-6 turnovers. Every time they get a big explosive run, a big explosive pass, they get a turnover. And you can't have that on any level for football. So once again, I know Coach Colbert down there with Beaumont United has been talking to those young men about making sure that they secure the football. And if a team's going to beat them, they're going to have to earn it. They're going to have to earn it. Well, the Jasper Bulldogs on the other side, Coach Crumity has resurrected the program within a couple of weeks after that first loss to Tyler Chapel Hill. And if you guys hear me all the time, I tell you, it's not about where you start at. It's about where you finish at. And the Dogs have got it back on track. So we're going to start off. We're going to go. Let's go to Beaumont United and talk about their keys to victory. Okay, Beaumont United and Coach Colbert, like I already said, you guys got to hold on to the football. You have to hold on to the football. And coming into this game right here against the Bulldogs, you're going to have to, I would say, use some ball control, because when we break the Bulldogs down, I'm going to tell you about from what I've seen, the type of team that Coach Crumity and Coach Malcolm wants those Bulldogs to be. Now, when you get the football, Beaumont United, kick it deep. I'd say kick it deep. Not one of Jasper's fortes, big things, special teams. We haven't had any really, really, really long runs this season. So I would tell you, Beaumont United, kick it deep. Kick it deep, and make sure that you guys stay in their lanes, and make sure that you go out and you make the tackle. Okay, make the tackle. Next thing, Beaumont United. Hey, the Jasper Bulldogs they're going to be charged up, man. They're going to be ready, especially in that first quarter, on that first drive. When you get the football, the Jasper Bulldogs are going to be ready. So what happens? What do you do when a team in that defensive line? I'm sure Coach Malcolm's going to have them ready, and they're going to be down in Beaumont. That big, it's going to be energetic down there. Those young men and young women, they get to travel down to Beaumont and play up under those big lights right next to Forward Park. Hey, it's going to be great. They're going to be really motivated. So what do? Screenplays. When that defensive line is coming in there, screenplays. And of course, you use your quarterback, because I'm telling you, this young man, ladies and gentlemen, they stick 2 of them in there, and those young men can play some football, and they're not going to be afraid of the Jasper Bulldogs. Now, when you go from playing North Shores and the Duncanvilles of the world, you're not going to be scared to come down and play a 4A team like the Jasper Bulldogs, and you're going to be trying to get yourself back on track, so you can get ready for one more game and get ready for your district race. And you know that winning covers a lot of stuff up, Coach. It covers a lot of stuff up. So you can get rid of those feelings of anxiety after all those turnovers last week by coming out and bringing it to the Jasper Bulldogs. Now, you're a bigger school. You should have more athletes to be able to put on the field. So I would say interchange them and try to wear the Bulldogs out. You have to try to wear the Bulldogs out. And you have to try to hit the Bulldogs in the mouth when they get on offense. Okay? Now, Isaiah Coleman has been playing some great football at the quarterback position for the Bulldogs, but Coach Cobra, maybe that was against lesser opponents. Let's see if you can bring the pressure on him, because you don't want to let Big Armstrong get loose. You don't want to let him get loose, and Gauze Adams been kind of down a little bit a couple of weeks. Not down as far as his play, but his numbers has been down a little bit, what we're kind of accustomed to. So he's going to be ready to play. So you're going to have to roll some coverage over to him, or he's going to be ready. And you take the rest of your men, you put them on the line of scrimmage, and you force Isaiah Coleman to continue to show us, or continue to show you, that he's actually going to do it against everybody. Okay? That's what you need to do, Beaumont United, in my opinion, to be successful. And I would think that you guys are going to have a good crowd down there in Beaumont. You're going to have a good crowd. Most of the people living in Beaumont are from the Jasper area anyway. So I know that you're going to have a good crowd down there. You're going to have good crowd support. And you guys are going to be trying to get back in the win column. And I know that those bands down there and those cheerleaders, they're going to be ready to welcome those Bulldogs up here and show them how it's done down in the Golden Tee, in the big heart of the Golden Tee down there in Beaumont, Texas. So let's move on to the Dogs, the Jasper Bulldogs. The Jasper Bulldogs, keys to victory. Hold on to the football. Can't go down to Beaumont and be trying to drop the football on the ground or throw interceptions. You're going to have to hold on to the football, because they're going to be energetic and they're going to be ready to play some football. Now, what are the Jasper Bulldogs? Well, from what I've seen in the first 3 games, I've been at every one of them, really checking it out. The Jasper Bulldogs are not a run team. They'll run the football when they have to, and when they get down and they need a yard, they're going to put big 6'5", 6'6", 240 Armstrong and Keati Armstrong in the backfield, and they're going to play bully ball on you, and they're going to try to get their first down. Okay? That's the first thing they're going to do when they get in a crunch. But the Jasper Bulldogs, they're going on explosive plays, man. They're going on explosive plays. Isaiah Coleman is pulling that football down, and he's turning it up. Now, he likes to stay outside. I'd like to see him cut it up inside. But, hey, whatever's working for you, young man, you continue to do that. You continue to do that. Continue to be that leader you are, okay? They're putting it up. And Keati Armstrong and Gauze Adams, they go and get it. Last week, he threw one. You couldn't even register. It didn't even register on the screen, man, because Isaiah threw it probably as far as he could throw, probably about 45, 50 yards in the air. And Keati had a defender on him. Yeah, it was just like he was out there by himself. He went up and got it, pushed the guy down, took it to the end zone. Okay? So that's what the Jasper Bulldogs are. They're a big play team. So, other keys to victory. Coach Malcolm's got that defense back where they need to be. Those defense, that Jasper Bulldog defense is bringing that, as I like to say, they're bringing that wood. They're bringing that wood, and Coach Malcolm Brunson has them playing right. He has that secondary playing like he played when he was with the Chiefs and when he was over there with the McNeese State Cowboys. They're coming up. They will pick that football off. They will make some plays. So it's going to be a very interesting game. I tell you what, another key to victory, our field goal kicker and our punter, they've got back on track. So the Bulldogs, continue to do what you've been doing. Don't go down and think, they're playing a big school. You go down there and be true to who you are, dogs. You go be true to who you are, and let's see what's going to happen, because you know what you got coming next. Yep. You got the Carthage Bulldogs coming next. And then you got district starting. And you've got the West Orange Starks of the world, the Hampshire Finets of the world, and the Silsbee Tigers of the world. So continue to stay in the win column. Continue to do the things that you need to do to win. Jasper Bulldogs. Now, before I go on, I'm going to touch on the Dallas Cowboys and the Houston Texans. I'm going to start off with the better team that I consider the better team, and I'm going to tell you it's the Houston Texans. Houston Texans got some weapons. The Houston Texans have some receivers that will be starting anywhere. They've got some receivers that will start anywhere, and C.J. Stroud is playing good football. Like I said earlier, I don't think that he's going to have the season he had last year, but he's getting the job done, and he's making some unbelievable throws. Some of those passes that he was throwing, he was passing the football last night against the Chicago Bears was they were great under duress, on the run, on the money. Okay, and that running game. That I hope the running backs okay. Joe Mixon, they're toting that football. They're toting now. They need to correct both. They need to correct those penalties. You can't have those penalties. You can't have those penalties. And the Chicago Bears, I tell you what, Chicago, I think you've got something. You got to secure that offensive line. You can't have all those penalties that you guys had either. Okay, and Caleb, man, they were hitting you last night. But hey, young man, that's just part of it, man. You got to learn. You got to learn a lot of things, and I believe that you will be able to straighten it out. So DeMeco Ryans and the Houston Texans, keep that grind on, baby. Keep that grind on. Dallas Cowboy fans. Man, it's not the end of the world. It was one game. It was one game, and it's not the end of the world. Remember, it's not where you start at, where you finish at. Okay? Now, the New Orleans Saints have proven over the last couple of weeks, man, they from the looks of it, man, they tacking up points. They not no joke. And when David Carr is standing in the pocket like he's only throwing the ball 24, 25 times for 150, 200 yards, and he's connected. But the problem that the Cowboys had, man, Alvin Kamara was running loose, man. And that's going to be a problem for the Cowboys. You got those speed guys. And somebody's got to do something, man. All that talking on them podcasts, I said that earlier. All that talking, man, you're not doing nothing. And nope, I don't hear no Cowboy fan blame Dak Prescott, because Dak Prescott is a top 5 quarterback, and Dak Prescott was doing everything he could do. But when your defense giving up 35, 40 points in the first half, man, you could have a GOAT out there, Tom Brady. You could have GOAT number 2. You could have Joe Montana out there. You could have John Elway, Peyton, man, and it don't matter. Patrick Mahomes, because they got one, but they got lucky yesterday. Or they done what champions do. So, Dallas Cowboy fans, it's not the end of the world. Okay, just remember though, Dallas Cowboy fans, stay even keeled. If you win this week, don't think that, hey man, you're the greatest thing. Know that you've got a lot of work in progress, a lot of work ahead of you, and that's just how it goes, man. It's just one way it happens in professional football. So, hopefully that's a pretty good rundown for everybody. Jasper Bulldogs, Beaumont United, Houston Texans, Dallas Cowboys. Let's keep this thing rolling. So we're going to come back tomorrow and we're going to talk about those PNG Indians. And also tomorrow now, we've got week 2 of the Jasper Junior High. The 7th graders are 1 win. They've got 1 win. They're 1-0. The 8th graders are 0-1. They're going to be trying to rebound against Bridge City. Definitely I will be there at the pep rally. And I will definitely be there at the end of the game because my kid is, Alex Happert, his wrist is coming back. He said he's going to try to get a pick tomorrow. Think he's going to get a little QB time later on in the game. Said he wants the football. So I told him, never get out there and let your mom see you struggling. So you better be ready, because me and his uncle Cedric and Ivan, we will definitely be there breaking him down and evaluating him to let him know it's not where you start at, son. It's where you finish. So until next time, this is Alan with D9J Sports, and I'm definitely